Our family went through an unfortunate situation where my dad actually was killed in an accident while he was driving a semi-truck. There were several vehicles engaged in the accident, and we came to a point that our family was overwhelmed. We needed help. The medical bills were coming in, funeral expenses were coming in. At that point, my mom wasn't working, and we needed to have some help and have some support. So we have a friend that is a family friend of ours that actually I went to high school with, that when I called him and told him what all had happened, he's an attorney himself, my words to him were that I wanted somebody that was going to be just really hardcore in court, but somebody that was going to be a really big asset to our family, that was going to be sweet to our family and kind of help me navigate this as the executor for my dad. At that point, he referred me to Anthony, and I made a phone call to him. He and I sat and chatted with our family, and we made a decision that he was the right person to represent us. Because of the accident that my dad was involved in, our family went through a multitude of changes. My mom lost the primary breadwinner of our family. The kids lost their dad. The grandkids lost their granddad. It became such a big deal for our family because he was the center. He was the center of our family for many different reasons. But when you go through a traumatic event like that, it makes you take a step back and realize the importance of that person in your family and how to best regard that person in your family. And at a certain point, as the executor, it made me realize that I needed some help, and that help came from Anthony. He was a huge support for me, and probably throughout the process, which took a year and a half or so total, it became very clear to me he wasn't just an attorney. He became a family friend to me. He was the primary communicator with me, and he helped and took over the navigation of the processes with all the attorneys that were involved, the litigation processes, and he kept my family at the forefront of his mind, which was the most important thing to me. But he did his job, but he became, more importantly, a family friend to us. We received medical benefits paid in full from everything originating with the accident, from the ambulance bills to medical bills, anything that happened during the hospital stay. In addition to that, funeral expenses were paid and taken care of through Anthony. Beyond that, and there were other expenses that were incurred, but beyond that, Anthony was able to also recover a settlement for our family. And in addition to that, it wasn't just from one source. He was able to involve everybody that was in the accident and the appropriate people that had any kind of issue with the litigation. He was able to settle with the different cases that we had ongoing. One of the hardest things that we've gone through as a family ever, and I think any family can go through, is the loss of a family member. And one of the benefits that came out of that is not only were all of the issues settled with the accident themselves and the bills paid and the settlements coming in, Anthony was tremendous throughout this process. He's an excellent communicator. He handled everything that I needed him to take care of. He became much more an attorney throughout this process and truly became a friend to us, and I really couldn't have ever asked for more.